Hi guys. How many of you were with me last week?
We are live, you can start.
Okay, hi guys, nice to see you again. Glad to see some familiar faces. So today we're doing grade 4, first additional language for English. For those of you that are new, I am Taryn Curry and I'm going to be your teacher today. We're going to focus on your language skills today, but let's just recap on what we did last week for those of you who didn't join us. So we did a friendly letter and we first learned that we have to use the writing process. So the writing process involved your planning, your rough work, and then your neat draft. You had to make sure that you checked all your spelling and that you used the correct format for a friendly letter. So we learned where the date, where the address goes, where your greeting, where your body, where your closing, and where your signature went. So I hope you remember your layout. Then I want to say a big thank you to Bocello for actually submitting their letter. And I read it and it was very, very well written. So well done. I'm very impressed with you because you actually did my homework assignment. Thank you. So for today, we are going to look at your language skills. So remember I told you last week we're going to focus on plurals. So by the end of today's lesson, you're going to know what plurals are. You're going to see there are quite a few rules for plurals, and you're going to know how to use these rules, and then you'll be able to spell the words correctly. So please make sure that you've got a pen and a paper with you, because I do need you to write these rules down because you will use them when you do your homework. So those of you that don't have, please make sure you've got a pen and a pen and a paper with you. So I'm just going to wait a few seconds to make sure everyone's prepared. You can see some people getting their paper out. It's good. All right, so let's start with our next slide. So we know that we're focusing on plurals, but nouns can take different forms. So if I have one noun, who can tell me what is one noun called? So write in the comments, what do I call one noun? It's got a special name. Oh, I want to see who's clever. Come on, still early in the day. Does anyone know? No, it's not a pronoun. It's something that if it's by itself, it doesn't have more of it. It's not a common noun. Okay, I must give you guys the answer. Oh, someone's got it, Celeste. So the answer I'm looking for is, it is a singular. Have you heard of that word before? So singular means it's only one. So there's only one of those things. Okay, I see some of you have heard it before. Good. Now, I can say I have one dog. So I know I've got one dog because dog is singular. But what is the noun in my sentence? I have one dog. Who can tell me what is my noun? Yes, you guys are sharp today, hey? So my noun is not one, it is dog. Good, some of you've got it. Excellent, you are awake. Now, if we move on, we know now that singular means one, but plural means there is more than one. So if I say this sentence, I have one dog, but does it sound right if I say I have two dogs? Does that sound right? No, it doesn't really sound good, eh? It's not good English. Now that's because plurals have rules. So I know this doesn't sound right because there's a rule that tells me that's incorrect. So there are a few that we're going to look at. So I hope your pencil and paper is ready. So my first rule says I have to add an S to most of my nouns. So examples, there I've got dog. So dog is one. Then dogs is plural. It's more than one. So I just add an S. Book becomes books and girl becomes girls. So that's easy. It's straightforward. That's, I think, the most easiest rule we've got when it comes to plurals. So please make sure you copy down the yellow rule because that you need to remember. Okay, I'm just going to give you a few more seconds to copy it down. Those of you that are fast enough, you can even copy the examples. Okay, so number one rule is add an S to most nouns. So that's the easiest rule around. So can I move on to rule number two? I'm seeing some people nodding their heads. Okay. So rule number two says I need to add ES to nouns that end in ch, sh, s, x, or z. So if I have a word like bench, then it becomes benches because it ends in a ch, that ch sound. If I have bush, then it becomes bushes. Bus becomes buses. Box, boxes. And quiz becomes quizzes. Did you notice there that I added an extra Z in quizzes? Because some words, when you say it in a plural form, it needs to sound correct. Quizzes. So you see there, I've got a double Z. So can anyone else give me other examples of words that end with a ch, a sh, a s, a x, or a z? What other words can you think of that will use this rule? Oh, not fish. And you're going to see why. Oh, good. Yes. Church. Toothbrush. Very nice. Okay, I see some people are raising their hands. So remember, the word must end in those letters. And it must be a noun. Okay, we've got some kiddies raising their hands. Can we maybe unmute them so we can see what they want?
Sure. Naledi.
Let's see. Naledi, what's your question?
You asked this question.
Okay, Bongiwe, what's your question?
Fish. The fish.
Okay, so even though fish does end with the SH, you'll see later on in the other rules, that word applies to a whole new rule. So I'll explain that word to you later, okay? So don't worry about fish for now. We'll look at fish just now, okay?
Okay.
Okay, cool. Okay, so Naledi, you don't have a question for me? Okay, I'm going to mute Naledi because I don't have a question. Okay, who else have I got here? Samu, what have you got to say?
Ben,
Yes. Samukelu, have you got a question?
yes, ma'am.
What's your
Well-
question?
When like women must be and men, how do you like do it? I can understand.
So that one is already a plural because woman is more than one woman. So that
Yes.
word changes its spelling. So that's a different rule. Okay.
Yes.
It won't apply to rule number 2.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, let's move on to slide number 3 with my third rule. So now number 3 says that if the noun ends in a F or a FE, you drop the F and you add VES. So this one now is getting a bit more tricky. So let's see what examples I've got. So I've got loaf and knife. So if I go to the shop and I want to buy 1 loaf of bread, but now all of a sudden I realize it's locked down and we need to buy many. So the rule says I take away the F and then I put a VES, which is going to make it loaves of bread. Did you see that? Okay, Jenna has got a nice example there. Well done. Now, if I have knife, but I want to give more than 1 out, my rule says I take away the FE and then I add my VES. Good, some of you've got it. So now it becomes knives. So I have more than 1. So now I can share my knives with everyone. I see some people even gave more examples. Nice. I had life becomes lives. Very nice. Okay, I see Lunami wants to ask a question. Let's see.
Ma'am, what is a plural?
Sorry? What is a pronoun?
Plural. Yes, ma'am, a pronoun.
A pronoun is just the name of, it just takes the place of a name. So if I say
Yes, ma'am.
to the noun, okay. But remember, our lesson's not focused on pronouns today. but maybe we'll do some revision on pronouns, collective nouns, and all that, just so we can clarify, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. Okay, have you got rule number 3? Can we do number 4? Okay, good. I'm seeing some people nodding, some people saying yes. Excellent. So now number 4 says, if the word ends in a Y, but it has a vowel before the Y, I must just add S. So some of you might be wondering now, what is a vowel? Who can help us? What are those 5 special letters that make vowels? Who knows what they are? Good, I see some people typing the answers. Okay, I've got 3. Oh, almost right. So remember, it's 5 letters, not just 1 or 2. There's 5. Good. Oh, you guys remember. Did you also use the hand thing to help you remember? So I like to use it as well. Okay, so when we look at vowels, A, E, I, O, U. So that's the easiest way to help remember, to use your 5 fingers, because we know there are 5 vowels. So the rule says, if the word ends in a Y, but it has a vowel before, we just add S. So let's have a look. So my example is, I've got toy becomes toys. So do you see there that the word toy has a vowel before the Y? So now I just added a S. Easy. Monkey becomes monkeys. Oh, good. The lady's giving me an example. So, think of. So, yes, we've got toys, monkeys. Guys are busy today, eh? Okay, so did you copy that rule for me? Yes, and key becomes keys. Very nice. Okay, can I move on to rule 5? All right, so rule 9. Word in a Y, but noun, it has a consonant before the Y. You change the Y to an I and you add an ES. What is a consonant? Who can help me there? So we know what vowels are. So it's those 5 special words, letters, sorry. But what is consonants? Who can help me with that? Does anyone know what consonants are? No, not countries. That's continents. Good, well done, Jenna. You can see some of you listened in class. Yes, Anel's got it. It's not a place. So consonants are the rest of the letters in my alphabet. So everything else except my 5 vowels. Okay, let's look at some examples. So I've got candy becomes candies because I dropped my Y, I changed it for an I, and I added ES. Do you see that? Another one we've got is pony. So pony has Y, but so I changed the Y for ES. Yes, so baby will become babies. I'm very glad. Party becomes parties. Very nice. You guys have got good examples. Body becomes bodies. Nice. Good job, guys. Okay, can we look at rule number 6 now? We're almost done with the rules. Then we can do a little bit of practice. Can I maybe give you a few more seconds to finish copying the rules? So I see some of you are still a little bit busy. I'm so glad to see you guys are so hardworking, eh? Are you missing school? I'm missing all my children at school. So he says, yes. Oh, Ramon, you're not missing school. Okay. A little, yeah. I think we're enjoying a bit of the holiday, hey? Okay. I'm going to move on to rule 6 now. Don't stress if you miss any of the rules because I have put them onto the Africa Teen Geeks website, so you can see them there too. Okay, now, rule number 6 says that some nouns change their spelling. So remember, that's where I spoke to you about woman changes its spelling. Now we've got child becomes children. So I can't say there's many childs in the class. Doesn't sound right, does it? And if I say mouse, it becomes mice. Because I can't say there are many mices in the field. Doesn't sound right. So these words will change their spelling. So just like we used woman, so it's one, becomes woman, changes its spelling. So copy number 6 down, and then we'll look at number 7. Okay, so let's look at rule number 7 quickly. So now it says here that some nouns don't change. So remember we spoke about the word fish earlier. So fish is one of those words because I can't say fishes. It's not correct. So fish stays the same. I say there is one fish, but there are many fish in the ocean. Now another example is sheep. So the farmer will have many sheep on the farm. We can't say the farmer has many sheeps. That's incorrect. So sheep stays sheep. Then my next example I've given you is deer. So deer is just like a buck. So we can't say there are many deers in the forest. We say there are many deer. So we can't use fishes, sheeps, deers because it's not correct English. And it also doesn't sound correct either. So we have to say fish, sheep, and deer. Good, I'm seeing some other examples, yes. So rice is a nice one. So we can't say I'm eating rices. So I'm eating rice. So it's lots. Okay, can we do some examples now? So what I want you to do now is I'm going to give you a picture and then you're going to tell me which is the correct option, if it's option A or option B. So we're going to test your spelling and the way we use the rules. Are you ready? So I've got one. What is that? Who can tell me what that picture is of? Oh, almost. Yes, so it's a match. So if I've got one match, am I going to have many matches or matches? So is it A or B? So which one is the correct spelling for my plural? So is it A or B? So you can just tell me the letter, or if you want, you can write the word out. Remember, if the word ends in a ch, what does my rule say? I must add. Let's see. Oh, I'm seeing lots of A's, some B's. Yes, Jenna, I must add a E-S. So B is my correct answer. I must add E-S because the rule says if a word ends in a ch, I add E-S. Good, I'm glad some of you got that right. Now let's look at the next one. What is that? What's this picture of? Yes, I see. Good. You guys are fast. So it's a fish. So what is my rule? I have many fish or many fishes? Oh, who's still saying fishes? So my answer is A. It's fish because it stays the same. The spelling doesn't change, okay? Remember that, please. Let's look at the next one. What's that? Yeah. It's so cute. So if I have one fox, I have many. Does it stay fox or is it foxes? So is it A or B? So remember, if it ends in an X, what must I put? Good. Yes, a lot of you are getting it right. So my answer is B. I have foxes because the rule says if it ends in an X, I add ES. Good. Are you ready for some more examples? Because we're on a roll now. See, our brains are working. Okay, let's try some more. So if I have one, what is that? Looking at the comments, who's quick? Oh, when you got it first. So I have one apple, and the plural will be, is it A, apples, or is it B, apples? Yeah, I think this is an easy one, eh? So it's definitely number B. So it's going to be apples. I just added S. So that's where we use the first rule where we add an S to most nouns. So now my next one. So I've said there, I have one child. So is it many children or is it many childs? So is it A or B? Oh, you guys are good with this one. You are getting the right answer. Awesome. So it's definitely number A. So I have one child, and in a classroom there are many children. Excellent. Oh, guys, just type one answer. I can see. Thank you. Now my next picture is a what? So it's not a rat. Yes, it's a mouse. So if I have one mouse in my house, can I have many mice or many mouses in my house? So is it A or B? Good. So this one changes its spelling. It becomes mice. So I can have many mice in my house. Very good. You guys are catching on very fast today, hey? You're awake. Okay, so do we think we know the rules now? Because all your homework today, like I said, you need to go onto the Africa Teen Geeks website. Then on there, you'll find I've put a worksheet with a few questions about plurals. And remember, I told you the rules are also on there. So if you missed any of the rules, you will find them on the website. So once you've done your answers, you can go onto my flip grid, like what Shelo did, and then you can show me your answers because I do want to see your hard work. So when you go onto my flip grid, the code is lockdown. So you'll see when you go onto Flipgrid as a student, it will ask you for a code. So the code is lockdown. Once you're on there, you go to the green plus button, and there you will record your answer. Okay, so I hope some of you, or actually all of you, will do that for me. So you'll see once you're on the website, your worksheet will be on there and all the instructions are on there. You will practice your alphabetical order. You will practice writing sentences. Okay, but just read the instructions, it's all there. Then you'll see I've put some extra resources on for you. So the top link is a video on YouTube that's actually a song to help you learn some of the plurals. And then the second link is a game that I actually found that can test your plural knowledge. So it will see if you know what a singular is and if you know what a plural is. So please, guys, tomorrow, join me for our second part of language. We're going to look at subject, verb, and object. So I hope you have heard of that before. So you're going to see how to identify each of them, and then you can use them in a sentence. All right. So that's our lesson for tomorrow, and I hope to see you all there. Okay, thank you for doing such an amazing job, and I hope you guys have an awesome evening. Okay, thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. It's the same time. Okay, 4 o'clock again tomorrow. Okay.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.